River City Junction, River City next station stop.
You're crazy with the heat. Credit ain't no good for a notion salesman.
Board, all aboard!
Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an Anvil salesman. Your firm ever give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the firkins. Cash for the hogshead, cask, and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the flypaper.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
Why, the Model T Ford made the trouble, made the people wanna go. Wanna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it? Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
The you need a biscuit made the trouble. The you need a put the cracker in the package, The you need a biscuit in the airtight sanitary package made the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail pouch cut plug charm by the stove. Changed the approach of the traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cask, and demijohn. Gone with the pickle barrel, sugar barrel, milk pan. Gone with the pail and the tub and the tears.
You ever met a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill?
Hill.
Hill?
Hill?
Hill.
Hill?
Hill? No.
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman Hill.
No, he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fellow's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete. Or the you need a biscuit in the airtight sanitary package or the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or a doggone thing. He's just a bang beat, battering a big hall, great go, knackering up and rip roaring every time bullseye sells him. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line. What's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the
What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big brass bass. And the piccolo uniforms too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat and the big red stripe.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones and rat-a-tat drums. Mandolin, picks perhaps, and here and there a Jew's harp.
No, the fellow sells bands, kids' bands, and I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, just crossing state line into Iowa. River City population 2,212. Cigarette tea legal in this state. Board, all aboard!
Now, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Professor Hill.
You know Harold Hill?
Never seen him before in my life, but I can tell you this. He's given each and every one of us a black eye. After he's worked a town over, next salesman to come through gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode out to the city limits on a rail. You think that's funny? Wait until it happens to you. Your head never stops itching.
But why should he be rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments, instruction books, and uniforms, he has the guarantee to teach the kids how to play.
Well,
And to form them kids into a band with himself as their leader.
what's wrong with that?
He don't know one note from another. What's wrong with that? and he can't tell the difference between a bass drum and a pipe organ. Oh, I'll catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble rigger, and when I do, I'm gonna squeal him soul out.
Charlie, you are mad. I could be there and catch up with that fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip. I can tell you that much. Not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Hill isn't crazy enough to sell them neck-bowed Hawkeyes out there.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it.
Hail!
Your drawers all day.
And there I was in Madison Hospital, and no one come to see me. Cousin Will never comes, Aunt Bertha never comes.
But your Aunt Bertha's dead.
She wouldn't have come anyway.
We can be cold as a falling thermometer in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so bygone stubborn we can stand touching nose and floor a week at a time and never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirt and a bag to go with it. If your chrome should happen to
So what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us.
Even though we may not ever mention it again,
you really ought to give Iowa, Iowa, Dubuque, Des Moines, Davenport, Marshalltown, Mason City, Kingstown, Phoenix, Clear Lake, ought to give Iowa a try.
Mr. Squires, yes. I'm interested in a rig for Sunday if you can accommodate me.
Then you ought to speak to the fella in charge of hiring rigs. Who's late?
As usual. Gregory! Marcellus!
You old son of a...
Shh!
But Craig!
Professor Hill's the name, Harold Hill.
But Craig, what are you doing here? Why didn't you tell me you was coming?
I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl, Ethel Toffelmeyer, boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
Say, what's the new bitch? Not the band business. I heard you were in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You're never gonna get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowas. Oh, there's a stuck-up music teacher who'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or
The
female?
music teacher, she's the librarian, female.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. Now if she comes by, you point her out to me.
I will. Say, how you gonna start that new pitch?
Oh, same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance. Then my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble that it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Well, then I'm gonna have to create some. I need to create a desperate need for a kid's band. You remember what's new around here. What can I use?
Nothing. Oh, except the billiards parlor. They just put in a new pool table.
I never had a pool table before.
No, just billiards.
That'll do. See you later, Mars, and don't forget. Music teacher.
Music teacher.
Are you Mr. Dunlop?
Yeah?
Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I said trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly my proud to say, I'm always mighty proud to say. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. Help me cultivate horses and a cool head, a keen eye. Ever take and try and give an ironclad lead to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in any bump-line game. I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that slot. First big steps on the road to the depths of degradation. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pitchback suit. And listening to some out-of-town Jasper here tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome track race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the hole. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch. But I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B that rhymes with P that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I think your young kids will be frittering away their noon time, summertime, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind getting dandelion poles in the screen door passing the beefsteak powder. Never mind popping any water to your parents' cot with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yeah, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbocker shirt tail young ones picking in the pool hall when they're at the school. You got trouble, folks. Right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T that rhymes with P that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? They were trying out Bevo, trying out Cuban, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale breath with sins in one time. They leave the pool hall, heading for the dance of the army, libertine, and Scarlet Women, and ragtime. Shameless music gonna grab your son, your daughter to the arms of the jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brains, the devil's playground, trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here, River City.
Right here, River City.
Capital T that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here, River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children are gonna have trouble, 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 trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell, aha, and so's your old man. So, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
The capital T that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule.
Our children gonna have trouble.
Oh, you got trouble. You're in terrible, terrible trouble. That trouble. 15 knuckleballs of the devil's drool.
Devil's drool.
Yes, you got trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh, yes, we got trouble. Here we got big, big trouble.
The T.
With a capital T.
Rhymes with P.
That rhymes with P.
Stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
Pardon me, miss, did you drop your...
No.
Didn't I meet you in...
No.
I'll only be in town a short while.
Good. Yes, Mama. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be with you in a moment. Hello, Mama.
Fine, dear. Now your exercises. I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase followed me home today.
Oh? Who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. Be a little slower and please keep the fingers curved as nice and tight as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, wouldn't have hurt you to find find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with the same old comment about the mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't have my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But, darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was, that stranger.
What stranger?
With the suitcase, who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common masher? Now, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who can hope to measure up to that blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Patton, Noah Webster. You can conquer it for yourself out of your Irish imagination, your Iowa stomachs, and your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that any way to walk into a house?
Hello.
That won't do. I'll have a kiss from my boy. That lady over there's your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Would you please come? I would really especially like it very much if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
You won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We know all about his lisp, Amaryllis.
No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lisps?
It's not just because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, we all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him every night. I say goodnight to him on the Evening Star. You have to do it, too, when you first see it, or else it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, there, dear, don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. Sorry, Miss Mary. Can I play my crosshand piece?
May I?
May I play my crosshand piece?
You may.
See, without a sweetheart, there's no one to say goodnight to on the Evening Star.
Yes, I know, but for the time being, you can always say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. But now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Sleep tight,
my wife, Eulalie McKechnie, for leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his fine stereo optic slide.
Oh, you're welcome.
And Ethel Toffelmeyer, our fine piano player. Now then, as mayor of River City, I welcome all you River citizens to the 4th of July exercises to be set up for the indoors here at Madison Gymnasium. I count the weather. Now then.
Nice stereopticon, JC. What? Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other townspeople?
You don't need any help from me.
That's right.
If I see one more slide about Muffy and your trip.
Four score! Four score! And 7... The members of the school board will now present...
Certainly will not.
The members of the school board will not present this patriotic sentence. Some disagreement in costume, I suppose. Instead, the Watanyi girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle, My Wife. A spectacle in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie, will take a leading part.
I will now count to 20 in the Indian tongue. Een, teen, tether, feather.
Who set off that cracker?
I know who did it. Tommy Giles did it. Tommy Giles did it. Yes, it was Tommy Giles.
Tommy Giles. I wouldn't leave 5 years.
Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to one young ruffian who's a disgrace to our fair city. Now then. 4 score! And 7 years ago, the famed fireworks spectacle, Last Days of Pompeii, will take place providing the rain stops by 9:30. And that'll be down to Madison Picnic Park, across the far meadow, across the creek from the best house.
Now, how can it be raining when the Gazette predicted fair today?
Sure did, Yurt. That's why we're all prepared for the storm.
Now, that's accurate most of the time. You know it, JC.
Well, you wouldn't last very long in the banking business, being accurate most of the time.
Now, what do you know about banking?
Oh, wet!
See number 8's late again tonight.
I make her early.
She's late all
She's
right.
right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
Now, how can you... Oh, wet!
All I said was...
Never mind. 4 score!
We hear there's a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now, just a minute here.
Well, is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with these exercises?
We don't want any more exercises until we get this matter about the pool table settled.
Come on, Mayor, I want to...
Let's protect our children. Let's protect our children. Resist sin and corruption. Resist sin and corruption. Smite the devil and keep our girls and boys pure.
always said.
Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with the troubled friends with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, And I'm here to organize a River City Kids band. Oh yes, my friends, how can any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Ra-da-ra-da-da-da-ra. Remember, my friend, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous, fabled walls of Jericho? Oh, beard parlor walls come a-tumbling down. Oh, band will do it, my friends. I say a kids band, do you hear me? I said River City's gotta have a kids band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have her kids band. Be sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Betty, Teddy. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals, and you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shimmer of trumpets. Tan-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to what I once felt when the great Creatori, Liberati, W.C. Handy, Pat Conway, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets right ahead. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets close behind. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, clarinets of every shape and kind. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having its big fat say. There were copper-bottom timpani and horn platoon, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score.
Men!
Well, you're young.
Men! Men, this calls for emergency action. Why I haven't seen these items so excited since Frank Dutch and Strickland Lewis lay in the mat for 3.5 hours straight without moving a muscle. Never mind. Get that man's credentials. Grab that hoodlum. You nearly blew up Mrs. Shane.
Whoa, sir!
Thank you, Professor. Have to make an example out of him. Ringleader, you know. What he does, the gang does.
Great honk, let me go. You wild kid, ya. Hanging around my oldest girl. Father's one of them day laborers south of town. You wild kid, ya. Tagging down Main Street after my girl last Sunday.
I wasn't neither tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
Well, we just walking together. Great honk.
You watch your phraseology. Now I know what you was doing. My little Gracie seen ya. And if I ever catch you around my daughter again, you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. As for you, Mr. Hill, I'll talk to you Monday about this band thing. 10 a.m. sharp over at City Hall. Men, get that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for Tommy.
You don't know this guy. He's tough. He's got a gang waiting around.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor, that's for the little kids.
I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever work with perpetual motion?
I nearly had it a couple times.
You did? You're my man. Did you know that nobody's ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? No place to put the music.
Great honk. I wonder where I could get some wire.
Check in your cellar. That's where people usually keep wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Constable, now I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady, miss, what's your name?
Zanita, I didn't have any idea you was beckoning to me. God.
Zanita, do you know Tommy Gilis?
Well.
Tommy, this is Zanita. I want you to escort her home.
Only excepting I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. Ye gods.
Well, then escort her home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
Oh, you have to.
Yes, sir.
Gods.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fella. You made a couple of mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Professor, we need your credentials. We're the school board.
Sir, academic certificate.
Nothing of the kind.
Make him put up a bond. Gentlemen, what am I hearing? You, sir. Say ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't sing, young man, if that's...
Talk then. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
You see, singing is only sustained talking.
Ice
Now
cream.
you, ice cream. Now you, ice cream. Ice cream. Ladies, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye, in goodbye?
phone or anything?
No.
I have some wonderful caramels in my hotel.
Mr. Hill.
Oh, please. Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college did he give a degree for annoying women on the street like some Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of about 5.
Even if that should happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me wherever I go?
Well,
And another thing. I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in my library that may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory.
Oh, hi, Marson. Don't call me Greg.
Say, how'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did. Boy, you kind of swamped tonight. For a minute there, I even thought you knew something about leading a band. Remember? Just like when you used to imitate that band concert fella back in Joplin.
Oh, yeah. Kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days. You watch me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? It used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
It still does, but it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
No, Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for 4 weeks.
Now, Mars,
But, Greg, you don't know one note from another.
Well, but I've come up with a revolutionary new method called the Think System, where you don't have to bother with notes.
But still, in 4 weeks, people are going to want to hear some music. And you're going to have to lead a band.
Yeah, but when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. At least long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. I've got it timed out to the last wave of the brakeman's hand to the last train out of town. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Gonna line yourself up a little canoodling, huh?
Well,
Say, I could fix you up with that little sister. Lovely girl. Teaches Sunday school.
No wholesome, eager Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever... Now listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, or no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss?
You spark, you fizz.
For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer and I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. Take it away, Morris. No pride-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots. No sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No doing young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting.
No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female.
No, sir, for she's a fisherman. I'm the fish you see. I flinch, I shy when the lass with the delicate air goes by.
You smile, you grin when the girl with the touch of sin walks in.
I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more egg. The sadder but wiser girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
About the band.
I'm Ethel Tufflemeyer, the piano girl.
And I'm Mrs. Dunlop, and this is Mrs. Hicks and Mrs. Squires, and of course you've met Eulalie McHechnesian, our mayor's wife. Isn't this exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. No, I couldn't say at this time. My husband would wish to investigate, I'm sure, and naturally I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Oh, of course, Mrs. Shin. I understand. But you see, part of my music plans is to include a committee on the dance. Oh, no. Do that again, Mrs. Shin. The way you raised your foot just now.
Well, I have a bunion there that bothers me.
Oh, what grace. What natural flow of rhythm. What expression of line and movement. Oh, you must accept chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the classic dance, mustn't she, ladies? Every move move you make bespeaks del Sarte. Oh, say you will, Mrs. Shin. Say you will.
Eulalie McKechnie Shin. Well, I mean, you know, dancing.
Then you accept.
Yes, indeed. And I would like to say
Oh,
that...
thank you. Now, the young lady who plays the piano, Marion Peru, I believe. After all, she's a librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 cheep.
Professor, her kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer! Gremlins!
Balzac! And of course, I shouldn't tell you this.
Oh, I'll tell! The man lives on my street, let me tell!
Stop! I'll tell. That woman made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town until she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison? As in Madison Picnic Park? Madison Hospital, Madison Gymnasium, that Miser Madison?
So who'd he think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, the show-off. Didn't he give the town the library?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her. She was seen going to and coming from his place.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! That woman made brazen overtures with a gilded guarantee. She had a golden glint in her eye and a silver voice with a counterfeit ring. Just melt her down and you reveal a lump of lead as cold as steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be.
He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer! Gremlins!
Balzac!
Professor, we need your credentials.
Why, sir, I have what you need over in my hotel.
We'll have to follow you there.
Why, yes, you, excuse me. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. We're going to leave you now. It's all right. I know everything and it doesn't make any difference. What are you talking about? Oh, you were probably very young then. Anyone can make a mistake. What? No explanations, no apologies. I'll only be in town a short while and the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Would you please make your selection and leave?
I already have.
Well, what are you taking out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Mary. Marion. Look, marbles. 8 Steelies, 6 Aggies, a dozen Kiwis, and 1 great big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No!
Madam Librarian. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigade had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian. Oh, but when I try in here to make it clear, I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to carrion. Madam Librarian. the moonlight. A man could sing it with the moonlight. And a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. But when I sit in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long-lost cause I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. Madam Librarian. Librarian, Marian, it's a long-lost cause I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud to any librarian, such as Mayor. Dance committee meets Tuesday nights. Rian. Madam Librarian. Oh! Rian. Marshmallow? Tommy, 11 sales out of 12 tries. Why don't you go home? It's nearly noon, and get yourself some dinner. I'll try a few more houses by myself.
Well, goodbye, Professor.
Thank you, Tommy.
Just a minute. Are you listening? You haven't got a license. That's malfeasance without a permit. Now why weren't you at City Hall today with your references?
Just missed you at... Oh, no, Mayor Shin. Your hand.
What?
What? The spread of the pinky finger. It's hereditary.
It is? What's that mean?
Why, that means that your son's pinky finger is perfectly situated for the spit valve of a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good. Why, that means that America's finally produced an artist who can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
Then how can I get one of those horns?
Oh, just sign here. That'll be $17 import fee.
Yes, just think I could have missed this. I haven't got any son! You unscrupulous, never mind! Now you be at City Hall with your by-God papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't be any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off! I don't live here!
facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso.
Oh, well, I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
Well, if your son has the same firm cheek muscles and splendid chin, well, not that he could ever be really great, you see.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, all the great cornet players were Irish. O'Clark, O'Mendez, O'Klein.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that clinches it. Just sign here, madam. Your son was born to play the cornet. Oh, well, excuse me. That'll be $7 earnest money and not a penny due until first installment on the first day of band practice. Now, I need your son's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Well, hello, son. Why, certainly his uniform. And not a penny due until delivery. That gives your son 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine at no cost whatsoever. Never let the demands of tomorrow interfere with the joys and excitement of today.
Would it have
A stripe? Why, certainly. It'll have a big blue stripe on both sides. What do you think about that?
Oh, you'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor, but we can't get him to say more than 3 words a day. Not even to us. If you get him to play in that band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. Oh, but if anybody can do it, I bet you can. Out of a crowd I'll pick you for a hat carrying, clay pipe smoking, shamrock wearing, harp playing, margarine pinching, terrace minstrel singing Irishman. Be that would be damned. Where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it, guy. Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Oh, was she now?
Oh, why, yes. Gold medal class of '5. How to do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
I tried to see you since the other night.
Oh, he wants to put Winthrop in the band. We're not interested, Mama. But Marian, the boy may have his father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Your husband's musical? Why, maybe I should talk to him.
Do you burst into everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Marian.
No, that's 1 for and 1 against. Why don't you say, let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
I'm sorry, but that's all the more reason to have the boy in the band.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child. Can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. And as to your musical tricks, why didn't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Miss Peru, You know, I get the feeling she likes the idea. A little cautious, but I admire that in a woman. You just keep me alive and I'll be by the end of the week.
Professor, about the boy's measurements. I make all his clothes.
Yeah.
Sleeve 21, waist 18, crouch 14.
Yeah, I have what I need. I have to get back to my hotel.
Oh, Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Marian. She's really not the type of...
Don't you worry about a thing. I'm sure that deep down at heart she's as lovely as yourself. No good day to you with a Peru.
Hi. Has he gone? He has. Oh, and hopefully not forever. Darling, don't you ever think of your future? Gary, Indiana, conservation class of '5. Now, darling,
Mama, certainly every girl's future doesn't depend on every fast-talking, self-centered traveling salesman who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music in this particular case does not impress me.
All right, darling. All right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mom! Winthrop, I know you're there. Come here. Winthrop, please go to the library and ask Mrs. Grubb to give you the book I've set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal. It's from 1890 to 1910. It's a small brown volume.
Do I have to?
I've written everything down so you won't have to say a word. Thank you, dear.
Now, what are you up to? What do you need books for at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling that Indiana Journal is going to help me poke some holes in the professor's claims.
Hey, Nita!
Tommy, Mom and Pop are right there in the bank. God!
Then meet me after supper.
I can't. It's Epworth League night. Me too, Eric.
The footbridge.
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last time it was the lumberyard, and this time the footbridge. And where will you meet me next time? At the Black Hole of Calcutta? Ye gods!
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
A music hole for a marching piccolo player. It still has a few flaws though. See, when you hold it tight enough to keep the music steady,
You cut off the circulation, you can't wiggle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Well, this is the very first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, sir, the very first thing I said. Raleigh, pay with the horses. That spellbinder's credentials, I said. Morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look, my wife's off dancing any and all hours instead of in the home.
But George!
And the school boards are singing up street and down alley instead of attending to city matters. And my oldest girl's off boodling around with some wild kid, and my business has fallen off so far I can't even find the balance sheet.
Mayor Shin, I found some very interesting information in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. That's the only thing I can get out of him. Here's Conservatory, class of about 5.
Yes, but if you just read a little bit more about his conservatory, I'm sure you won't have to look any further. It's on page... Papa!
Papa! Look! It's the Wells Fargo wagon!
Unlikely story. At this time of day, the Wells Fargo wagon!
I got a gray mac and all.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa.
Look over roar and sent me a bathtub and a cross.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street, a prepaid surprise or COD.
It could be curtain or dishes.
Or a double boiler.
Or it could be, it could be something special. Now just for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street, oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street, I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I got some salmon from Seattle last September.
And I expect them to rock the chair.
I hope I get my raisins for Christmas.
It's a cannon for the courthouse square.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Oh, how I could ever wait to see. It could be something for someone who is no relation, but it could be something special just for me.
Did you make us stop until you sung for me?
Here you go, Winthrop.
Gee, thanks, Professor.
Now, kids, you'll each receive individual instruction in due course. But in the meantime, stay off the streets, get familiar with your instruments, and practice a minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
Sister! Isn't this the most scrumpiest, solid gold thing you ever saw? I never saw anything so scrumpious as this scrumpiest solid gold thing. Oh, sister!
Round 1 for you, Mr. Hill. But I gotta hear some by-gut tune that horns in pretty short order, or I'll see you for the grand jury in front of the county seat. Now about that book.
Come, George! Tempest Fugit.
You want your phraseology. You get along if you want to, but I have to get something from the librarian first.
wait.
Get that book.
Always Dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school gymnasium.
Again. Round in the ring of grace once more. 1, 2, 3. Morning of the Fawn. One Grecian
Oh, I've never seen Kirby.
Two Grecian urns. And a fountain. Splendid, lady, splendid. I predict that our Del Sol display will be the highlight of the ice cream sociable. Now, gentlemen, feel ready. And ladies, remember, don't make me tell you this again. Always keep your face towards the audience. All right, Mr. Dunlop. Smile, smile, girls.
It's you in my sunrise. It's you in my cup.
It's you all the way into town.
It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up.
And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. It could be saner or truer or plainer than it's you. It's you.
Yes, it's you.
Oh, yes, it's you.
Please, kids, Mrs. Shin will have my head. It's the Washburn. We are entitled to 5 more minutes. You try and keep these kids quiet.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. Wait till you see the new stuff Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what will it be?
The Shapoopy!
Now, a one-go kiss on the very first date is usually a hussy, and a one-go kiss on the second time out is anything but fussy. But a one-go wait till the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's the girlies Gladys found. She's his shapoopy, 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 shapoopy. The girl is hard to get. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
But you can't win her yet.
Block her once, just raise the curtain, then you walk around twice and you make her certain. Once more on the flower gun, she'll never get sore. Beg her pardon.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Squeeze her once and she isn't looking. Give a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pat brush, she'll never get sore on her way to supper.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, si, do.
Now little old Sal was an old gal as anyone could see. Look at her now, she's a go gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once and she isn't looking. Give a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pat brush, she'll never get sore on her way to supper.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, si, do. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy. The girl is hard to get. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy. But you can't win her yet.
my daughter.
Mayor Shin, Your Honor, your daughter and I are going to stand behind your back.
What?
Well, I'd rather do it in front of your back, but...
Do what? Never mind.
Zania's scared of you, but I'm not. Well, I should think you hate to have your daughter scared of you.
Oh, I'm going to warn you once more. If I ever catch you touching my daughter, oh, by God, horse rebuke shall oh, hell will pound again.
Now, George.
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means peep.
Get out of this public place.
I got just as much right in a public place as anybody else.
Right? How do you get any rights around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of that spellbinding symbol salesman. You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out! Get out here, you wild kid, ya!
Papa, please! It's Capulets like you that make blood in the marketplace! Ye gods!
Now you watch your phraseology, young lady. Now go home!
Zenita.
You lady?
Yes, George, it was only...
You tend to your dance.
My dad.
Well, ain't no thinking of it. Came up with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mayor, shit, if I could just make you understand.
Well, you can't. Oh, and by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me from cover to cover for the whole week. Didn't find a thing.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, if you please.
I'll settle your hatch as soon as I get these premises off my daughter. Yes.
All right, but in the meantime, I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy Jesus. Tommy's got the confidence of every kid in this town, and he'll be waiting in line to shake his hand once we play our first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of their broken legs that they get from tripping over their beards. Now, well, I'll tell you something, my fine young... Never mind! Oliver, J.C. Ewart, Olin. Get that man's credentials and get him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. Man's superior than a Mississippi sturgeon.
So you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail! I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a button hook in the well water.
Singing practice.
Singing practice.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably. And I think it was wonderful the way you came to Tommy's defense.
Oh, it was nothing.
Oh, yes, it was.
A man can't dodge an issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What was it that the poet said? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man only 500. Unfortunately, of course, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his billiard parlor. Of course, a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself could help. But I can't ask you to do a thing like that.
Professor.
You would?
Yes, I would. I just wish I were a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet? Mother of pearl keys.
Oh, yes, I'm sure it's fine. It's just that, well, you see, he never touches it. Oh, maybe the first week or so, he made a few, experimental blats, I guess you'd say.
Yes, blats.
He goes around the house constantly singing the minuet, gee-dee-da.
La-dee-da-dee-da-dee.
But he never touches the cornet.
Well,
he tells me about some think system. If he thinks the minuet G, then you won't have to bother with the notes.
Now, Miss Mary,
Professor.
the think system is a revolutionary new method, I'll admit. But so was Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus's conception of the egg, the globe, Koch's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, I can't discuss such things in public, but if I may call, when may I call?
Well, why any night this week?
Oh, Miss Peru, we just come to tell you that your kind of woman belongs in the Now Starting Committee. Oh, you were so dear dancing Mr. Pope and Professor Hill tonight. Piccolo, Taco, cheep, 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 cheep. You dance like a fairy princess with a moonbeam for your floor. You got a golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you will soon unfold a forgiving heart of purest gold. Here, where woman's heart should be. Fairy princess, moonbeam floor, golden shimmer, silver shoes. Now unfold, heart of gold.
we still need your credentials.
Y'all been deputized.
Yes, congratulations. You know, every time I try to give my papers in reference to you fellas, you keep changing the subject. Well, I have what you need over in my hotel.
Sorry, but we'll have to go with you.
Oh, yes, let's see. Now, where is my key? Oh, what's this? Why, it's a testimonial from Madame Roline, the only female bass player to ever play at the Red Path Circuit. Of course, Madame Roline was her stage name. Her real name was Lida Rose Quackenbush. Lida Rose. Same as the old song.
Oh, we'll have no singing today.
Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose. To get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose. About 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose. Dream of now, dream of then, dream of a love song that might have been. Do I love you? Oh yes, I love you, and I'll bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet the memories, how long ago, forever, oh yes, forever, will I ever tell you? Oh no. Dream of now, dream of then, dream of a love that might have been. Do I love you? Oh yes, I love you, and I'll bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet the memory, how long ago, forever, oh yes, forever, will I ever tell you? Won't you be
Will you ever stop arguing with yourself? Will you ever tell him? Won't you ever tell him? Yes, no. Fiddlesticks, just open your mouth and let it all come out.
Now, Mama.
Now, nothing. If he ever comes to see you again, you see him alone. And if you haven't got the gumption to tell him how you feel...
Tell him?
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little ladylike hint.
Mama!
Winthrop, where have you been?
Fishing!
Fishing?
With Harold. You mean Professor Hill? Mm-hmm. And look, I saw Florence. Did you have a good time? Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana.
syncopation. I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana. Paris, France, New York, around. But Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you like to have a logical explanation, how I happen upon this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana. Paris, France, New York, around. But Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute. Actually, I'm Rose, my frog. La-di-da-di-da-di.
Mama, you go on ahead. I'll do the dishes tonight.
Oh, but don't you have to change for the sociable?
There's time later.
Shins live around here somewhere?
Shin's live on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Oh, Ramity. I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fella Hill starting that kid's band around here.
Oh, yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I've got the goods on him in spades, swindling two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I've got to see shit. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Wish it was 20. Sure would like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
The name's Charlie Cowell, anvil salesman. But just now I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from that swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake? My old lady's corset cover. That fella's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth for too long. He's spoiled Illinois for me and he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? Didn't see through him? He's no more a professor
I
than...
know all about that. Band leaders are often called professors. It's a harmless deception. Professor Hill's a fine director and his school...
Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life and he never will.
Oh, if you'll just listen to me for a moment.
Oh, I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. I've sure got the inclination. But just now, I've got to get back on that train. I've got to leave this dynamite with someone on the way to the depot. Goodbye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never make that train. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I've got to leave word with someone, and I can see you're not the one to leave it with.
Wait a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me very well.
Is that an invitation?
No. I mean, I don't know you very well.
Oh, yes, well, I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
Trouble there, Shirley, girl.
I've never met someone who sells anvils before, and well, that's quite different.
Well, it takes a real salesman to sell anvils. They have a limited appeal, you know. Oh, what am I doing? If I miss that train, I'll get fired. I've got to leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin tap. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois, and he's taking it away from every one of them. That's 102 counties. Not to mention the piano teachers he cozies up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
Ding dong ding. At the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. Light a rose now, everyone knows that I am home.
He was just talking to us. Why, Professor Hill?
Oh, here is my
Good evening. You and Marion come up in
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call, didn't you?
Did I? I didn't mean anything.
Now, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting that your invitation inferred anything but academic enlightenment. The think system? I've been by your house a few times this week to explain it to you, but there always seems to be people around. Mostly women, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and some of the ladies.
Wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Evidently, it's not a convenient night. See you at the sociable.
Oh, Professor, is it true you've had hundreds of...
Yes?
Well, what I mean is it true you've developed a think system?
A what? A think system? Oh, yes. A think system. Well, it's very simple. It's like whistling. You think the melody up here and the tune comes out here. Why don't you give it a try before you ask any questions?
I'll take your word.
May we please sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you've met dozens, even hundreds. Are they all as interested as I am in the think system?
Some more, some less. Why, in one town, a young lady thought of the same system and taught me a few new refinements.
I see.
Did I say something wrong?
Oh, please don't let me keep you, Professor. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than sit here and discuss the think system with me.
Can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now, say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything. Why, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so that Mother Winthrop and I would have a little security. Surely you don't...
Now, Miss Marion, what do you think I'm talking about? Now, what do you think starts these rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Right. And what do you think starts rumors about traveling salesmen? What have you heard?
Nothing personally, just generally.
Well, what have you heard just generally?
Just that. Oh, but of course it stands to reason that jealousy and disappointment can lead to, well, take you for instance. You and your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? Now, honestly, mightn't they?
Right.
And so we say if somebody were jealous or something, well, it could easily be misinterpreted, couldn't it?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Why, certainly they could.
Just goes to show you shouldn't believe everything you hear. If you only discuss things.
Now, Miss Marion, I'll discuss anything in the world with you if we could just please sit down. You do sit. You bend your knees and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could sit on a large hollow log over the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I have to change for the sociable.
Meet me there in 15 minutes.
Oh, I just can't, please. Some other time. Tomorrow, perhaps.
Now, Miss Marion, you pile up enough tomorrows and you'll wind up with nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
So would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Mama!
What? What is this? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be in the saints be praised! It works!
What? I've been using the think system on you for the
It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner or truer or plainer than it's you, it's you.
Yes, it's you.
Oh, yes, it's you.
The uniforms have arrived, and the kids are already in them. People are going to be screaming for music if they show up at Sociable.
Yeah.
Here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. Trying to keep the kids together at least. It's in a hold of practice down at the lumberyard.
What time does the train go?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, go get the rig.
But I've already got it.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, if you want to turn a word all around here, you go ahead and get yourself caught up in a bunny trap. But I'm
Now listen, Mars. I'll be at the hotel in plenty of time, so don't you worry about a thing. Now keep going. Miss Marion, you're late.
She said 15 minutes.
Well, what I meant was, you're 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marion, you surely don't believe that I'm selling to you.
Oh, no, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall any giving.
Oh, yes, you have. Something beautiful. Please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know you've had many ports of call. And there'll be many more. That's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you've left behind for me.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them wing. No, I never saw them at all till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me it's sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you.
Miss Marion, there's a lot you don't know about me. I'm expecting a wire from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. What now?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling, and you're buying.
You nuts. I didn't know I was able to leave tonight. That's why I had to keep her off balance. You remember I told you.
Well, she's so far off balance you couldn't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Look, Buster Brown, I've come up in the ranks on this skirmish. I'm not about to leave without my commission.
But you can't get anywhere right out here on the footbridge.
Yeah, but there's a place over by the Sociable at Madison Park that makes this place look like an old lady's home. Now get going. Miss Marion, where were we?
You're about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah. We don't have to go into that now, do we?
No, we don't, or ever for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately. She did plenty when you first came here.
About what?
Got Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold middle class of '05. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory in '05.
Oh, there certainly
because the
was.
town wasn't even built till '06. See you at the sociable.
You knew the whole time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came here. I tore this out of the Indiana Journal. And it was originally intended to use against you. But now I give it to you with all my heart.
If you knew, why didn't you? Why, you little... While 110 cornets played the air, as I modestly took my place as the one and only face, as I caught up and down the square.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining, its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and kind. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
While 110 cornets play the air,
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone. Good night.
There you are! Thanks to you, I missed my train.
This guy's crazy! He's going all over town spilling everything!
Oh, I'll say I'm crazy. Thanks to him, I missed my train and probably lost my job. But I've got you now, Hill, and you'll pay. You'd be in the clink right now if it wasn't for our piano teacher. I told her all about you. What'd she do? Lollygags me around till I couldn't get the shin. Dried up man-hungry doxy, round-heeled, but...
Now you get out of here or I'll kill you, you dirty mouth!
Why, you bully, you big blow-off! I'll stay in this town till you get yours up, down, through, and sideways! Why, you never even knew the territory!
Greg, I have your stuff. The rig's in the alley. Come on, hurry up!
Whittle out your eye teeth right now! This minute! There's a burglar in the bedroom while you're fiddling in the parlor! I'm talking about Harold Hill. Highwayman, road agent, pickpocket!
Pickpocket?
Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister. And yours, missus. And yours, little lady. Ever since the minute he got to this town. Well, there's more documented evidence here than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band.
No.
There never has been any band and never will be any band. And Yes, you hunt this man down right now like a mad dog. There won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out and found.
Well, I just can't believe it.
That's right.
Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his high.
After him. And if you find him, bring him right back here. Now after him.
Marion, I've been looking all over for you. Where have you been?
Harold, I've been looking for Winthrop. He's run away. Please go, Harold, please. They're even talking about tar and feather.
Greg! He's nowhere around here. Check down by the creek.
Oh, Winthrop!
Hold a minute, son.
Son, please call me.
Not until you listen.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
Would to.
Would not.
Would to. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you live, man?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a two-year-old proof?
Yes.
Then call me, you big liar.
Now, what's the matter? I told you the truth. Now, I'm bigger than you are, and you're going to get it anyway, so quit wiggling. Good. Now, there's two things you're entitled to know. The first thing is you're a great kid. I knew it from the first. That's why I wanted you to be in the band. So you quit moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
What's band?
There's always a band kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Come to think of it, it's none of your business.
I wish you'd never come to River City.
No, you don't.
But he promised us.
I know what he promised us, and it all came true, just like he said. The lights and the colors and the flags and the symbols.
Where was all that?
The way every kid walked around here this summer and talked and acted, especially the and the parents too. Does Mama wish he'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
Oh, Harold, please.
Come on, Professor, hurry up.
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I finally got my foot caught in the door. And there was a love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
Greg! Right here! Quick! Down right here!
Ladies and gentlemen, Virgil has arrived. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. If there are some, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I shall not say them nay.
Yay, I say, yay!
I should think that some of you could forget your Iowa stubborn, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Professor Hill came here. Do you remember? Well, do you? And if you do, I should think you'd want to admit it.
Just a minute, you're wasting your time here. Is there anyone here who doesn't think Professor Hill should be tarred and feathered?
Seems a bit harsh.
You lady, put your hand down. And the rest of you, too. Have you forgotten how you paid for expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced instruments? Have you forgotten the clear and warranty understanding that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
Think, kids.
Oh, that's Winthrop and Grace.